from humble beginnings to learning from your failures to becoming a great success. What is your success story? Chip Baker, The Success Chronicles. What's your definition of success? What's up, everybody? It's Chip Baker coming to you with another episode of the Success Chronicles. And we have Coach Van Malone with us, a defensive coordinator at SMU. And Coach Malone and I met in Conroe School District. Really good guy, one that gave some advice on some things, and always a good guy to just run ideas by and chop it up with. Always pleasant guy to see. And little jokes a little bit, right? But if you could just kind of explain your life story to us, if you want to tell us.
Okay. Well, first, Chip, man, I'm excited to be working with you today. It like you said, it was always a lot of fun. My time in Conroe was some of the best years of my life for my family as well as me. But my story starts out in Houston. I'm from Houston, Texas, and had a great childhood there, and the only issue that really was big in my life from a negative standpoint was my dad was an alcoholic, and that really shaped who I became to be as a man, and you'll hear as I continue in my story. But I played high school football in Houston at Waltrip High School. And I didn't think during my high school years that I would be good enough to get a scholarship. It's so funny that people don't have hope. They if they don't see it happening in their lives, you don't know it. Now it's very unfortunate because I had guys on my team that were continually getting scholarship, but I never thought I was as good as those guys. So I made up in my mind early in my career that I'm not gonna get a scholarship, but I'm going to have good grades, and I'm going to walk on somewhere because I love football and I want to play, and I'm going to walk on, and I'm going to eventually earn a scholarship. So that was my plan. Well, I didn't know behind the scenes that I was getting letters from schools all over the country because they thought I was a senior when I was only a sophomore. Places like Penn State and Oklahoma. I mean, I was from everywhere. Well, I continued on through my career and had the opportunity to get a scholarship, and I chose the University of Texas, and I did just because it's close to home, and in the state of Texas, a kid go to University of Texas, that's a big deal.
Big time football in Texas.
Right. So chose Texas, and I had a really good career there, and started and played a lot as a freshman, made the freshman All-American team, made all-conference, made some All-American teams as I continued through my career. But I didn't think I would be good enough to play in the NFL. So I said, you know what, I'm going to be a free agent, and that'll be fine. I'll just be a free agent, and I'm going to fight and scrap, and that'll be fine. And that's what my career is going to be. That's how I'm going to get to the NFL. Behind the scenes, I don't know that I'm one of the top-ranked safeties in the country. So I had the opportunity to get drafted. I didn't have a big draft party. I was at home, and the Detroit Lions called me and drafted me in the second round, and that was a great experience. I remember, and this is another point that I'm about to make that has really shaped me, who I am. I was in the mall after I signed my contract, and I'm walking in the mall, And I said, I can get anything in this mall that I want. And when I said that, just shortly after that, I just kind of had a moment to reflect on how bad that was to think that way. And what I mean is all my life I thought that because other people had more financially, economically, that stuff, because they had that stuff, I didn't think that I was whole. I didn't realize that it's not about stuff. But at that moment, I had the stuff. So that meant that I was complete. And
so you thought.
So I thought. And so I said to myself, man, because you have stuff, you're still the same person you 3 days ago before you signed this contract, got this big check. You're still the same guy. So all your life you kind of wasted thinking that you were less when you could have been walking around proud of being you, proud of who you are, proud of what you're about, proud of what you bring to the world.
And those experiences that you were ashamed of, just be proud of, because what you don't understand is that everybody has a story.
They have them, and everybody, their story is different.
Yeah.
And their story is what makes them who they grow to be.
Yeah.
So, I really learned from that moment and had the opportunity to play some years. And then once my career was done, I decided that I wanted to get into coaching, and I wanted to help kids do the things that people have helped me to do. And so I started out coaching high school. Like you said, we were together at we were back to back there in Conroe. Where I left Conroe High School and got an opportunity to coach in college. And I'd had opportunities before, but I had a day that I said, you know what? I don't want to live my life and not step out in the deep water, step out on faith. Yeah. So the next opportunity I have to coach in college, I don't care where it is, I'm going to take advantage of it. I'm going to go. Yeah. And I don't care how much I make, because I had all kinds of excuses. Well, not enough money, this, that, too cold. I don't care what it is. I'm going to do it. And God sent me a job offer to go to North Dakota State. Yeah. Wow. So I go home and I tell my wife we're going to North Dakota State. And she said, is that in the United States? So we ended up taking that opportunity, and it was a great opportunity. We had success, some of the same success that the program still has to this day. And we were only there 1 year, but it was a great experience. And we bounced around some universities over the years. And finally, I had an opportunity to come to SMU to be the defensive coordinator. And at SMU, as a defensive coordinator, it's been a great experience to be in a position of leadership at a major university. Is a blessing that many people scratch and claw for a whole lot of years, right, and are not able to achieve.
And I'm gonna take a step back a little bit, if you don't mind. Just when you said that about, I can see when you're talking about the defensive coordinator at SMU, just the pride and that you feel and the work that you put into it, and I can truly say from a guy, from a friend perspective, or a guy from the outside that knows people that know you, that stuff just don't happen if you didn't put the work in. Like you said, you decided when you was in high school, hey, I'm gonna play college football. Right. If you didn't decide when you were in college, hey, I'm gonna play in the league. Mm-hmm. And those same things, like you said, I'm gonna go coach in college. Right. And so you have to decide. You decided those things, but not only did you decide those things, but you put the action into it. And and I can say this because a dang good coach, and having enthusiasm and loving what you do, and being very good at what you do, and that stuff just don't happen if you hadn't done all those things and laid that foundation.
Well, I think it's important. In the Bible it says, faith without works is dead. And so at the end of the day, for me, it was always important, and it's important to teach my kids. Right. We have a few things that we say that Malones do. Yeah. Malones work hard. Malones love God. Malones are a tight family. Malone's don't quit. You know, Malone's treat people the right way. And so those commitments that I try to put into my kids, those are commitments that my mom and dad put into me. Those are commitments that family members put into me. Those are commitments that coaches that I've had the experience with, they put into me. So I believe that, especially in this business, especially in the coaching profession, you have to be a people person. You have to care about people. That's number one. And so to spend your time trying to help others, so many times you help yourself. There's so many people that have a lot of money and they have a lot of stuff, but they never share it. And so they never experience the thing that, you know,
joy or fulfillment.
They talk about, there's people that do studies and they talk about the fact that here in the United States, the people who have the most, they give the least. And the people who have the least, they give the most. And if we can all just take a step back from who we are and who we want to be in terms of the rat race, and we just put our focus on some other people, you know, put our focus in trying to help others. Number one, we get tremendous fulfillment, but then, man, you actually find yourself getting blessed. You know, you find yourself, people calling you that you've helped 2 years ago. Now they coming back calling you saying, hey, listen, I know you spoke about you want this. I know you spoke about you were trying to achieve, trying to do this. Well, let me help you now. And that's the way it has worked in my life. You know, I can't take credit for any of the things that I've achieved because I didn't do it by myself. You know, I didn't do it. My mom and my family, my wife, my kids, a lot of praying, a lot of pushing, you know, and I just feel like I just had to be open and listen. You know,
now you hit the nail on the head with that.
Yeah. Well, you know, some of the things that I talk about in my story, you know, to leave Conroe, where I'm the head track coach, and I'm rolling in my high school career, to leave Conroe and to go to North Dakota State. It may be glamorous in a way to say you're going to go to college, but I left about a job that paid me about $30,000 more than the job I took.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll talk salary because it's important. I think you gotta let people know, let young people know what it's about. So I leave Conroe and I go make $20,000 at North Dakota State. That was how much I made. Mm-hmm. Well, I had a credit card with a $10,000 limit, so that pumped that up to $30,000. Okay. Well, I stay there 1 year making $20,000. I leave there and I go to Western Michigan to make $50,000. Right? Well, I was making more than that at Conroe when my wife and I salaries are combined, right? But it's about stepping out on faith. Well, I'm in Western Michigan making $50,000. I go to North Texas to make $70,000 or $75,000. Leave North Texas to Arizona State to make $120,000. To Texas A&M to make $140,000. And these things are happening in a year, you know, 1 year, then the next year, then the next year.
Yeah.
And
fast track.
But if I don't step out on faith, if I don't say, well, I'm making this amount and I'm about to lose, I'm about to take a pay cut. If I don't take the pay cut, then I don't do that track that we just talked about. And so I've talked to many people who say they want to get into coaching, but they're like, man, I can't take that pay cut. And that's fine. But sometimes you got to take a step back to take 6 steps forward, you know. And I believe that's what has, you know, been so strong in my life for my wife and my kids, my family, to be able to support me as I do take these dumb steps.
Yeah. You know, you got somebody that'll pick you up,
That's
bro.
right. That's
Regardless.
Right. That's right. Or lay in the mud with me.
There you go.
You know what I mean? When I mess it up, they come on in the mud with me and be in the mud with me and help me to lift up.
Mm-hmm. It's great to have that. I was gonna say something about before we started, making sure, you know, we doing the interview. You know, your wife was like, hey, Well, you appropriate, we good, you making sure you're good. It's great to have that in your life. You know, you talked about with your parents and your family. It's good to know that you have people that love you and want you to be successful. You know, and again, I'll say this again, that don't just happen. Like it happens because you give that too.
That's right.
That's right. And so,
and you know, in my opinion, on that point, is that I always have to talk to players to let them know that there's somebody who's watching you. There's somebody who's praying for you. There's somebody who is that you're important to. They might not, and maybe they do it the wrong way, and they don't tell you they love you as much as they should. That's why I tell my players I love them. That's why I tell my kids 3-4 times a day that I love them. You know, because people need to know that. They need to have the assurance that somebody is pulling for them, that somebody is walking right beside them. I always tell my players that, hey man, I don't have your back. I'm right there with you. Matter of fact, you stand behind me. And if you're right, you stand behind me. I'll protect you. I'll be the bulletproof vest if you're right. But if you're wrong, you need to be running. Because I'm going to be behind you chasing. You know what I mean? If you're wrong. And I just believe that it's so important, like I said, that especially young people realize, but not just young people, everybody realize, that there's somebody who is pulling for you. And sometimes it's people you don't even know who are pulling for you. And that's why, you know, I try to be as best I can when I'm moving around the world. I'm going to speak to people. You know, I'm going to give a smile. I'm going to crack a little joke because you never know what's going on in that person's head. You know, I had a lady once tell me on the elevator, she said, you know, you spoke to me. She said, you don't even know what's going on with me. She said, I just lost my husband and my son. And I'm thinking about killing myself. But what you just showed me is that there's a reason to live. Because you brighten my day, and I can brighten somebody else's day, you know. And so things like that, I live my life the way I live it because of things like that, you know.
What are 3 things that you've accomplished that you're proud of?
One of the things that I'm very proud of is completing my degree, completing my education. I had the opportunity to get a college scholarship and to play college football, but to obtain a college degree when there's so many young men who have that same opportunity, but for all kinds of reasons, they don't finish it, they don't complete it, they don't accomplish that goal. So I'm really proud of that. The second thing is that you know, I've had the opportunity to step into a leadership role in college football, you know, as a defensive coordinator, because like I said, there's so many very good coaches and very good people that I've had the opportunity to work with over the years who haven't been blessed to be able to accomplish that. And so there are also a lot of young people who aspire to do that. So for me to be in that place is very important. And I have goals to continue and to take another step as well. But that is something that I'm very, very proud of. But again, I say, and I've been like standing on some backs of people, you know, over the years, and I'm very appreciative of all those people that I've had the opportunity to work with. The third thing is that I've been able to be a good father, and I've been able to raise one son to be stepping out and getting ready to go to college. That's an emotional, sad in a way moment, but I'm very proud of being able to watch him grow and being able to know what I gave him day after day after day, even in my life as a coach, where I don't sometimes even know where the spoons are in the kitchen, you know, because I'm not home. But my kids are very important to me, and being able to help them grow and see who he's become, because it's his turn to step out And that's what I say as a parent is that, man, when you were 1, I had to make sure you didn't put the penny in your mouth.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
when you're 8, you like the penny because you heard it does, you can buy stuff with it. And when you're 18, you understand the value of it, you know, and to just be there through that process of growing with him and to see him step out, you know, I'm excited for it, but I'm also a little bit saddened about it, a little bit scared. And I remember college was the gateway to the rest of my life, and you know,
wasn't it in college? Wasn't it amazing?
It was amazing. You know, it's people say that college isn't for everybody, and I don't necessarily agree with that because there's growing that you can do. There's experiences that come in college that go well beyond just that degree that you're going to get. Yeah. Just that degree is. I mean, I had guys that I knew that they didn't know how to get their electricity turned on.
Yeah.
They thought that somebody just comes and turns it on once you move into the apartment.
It just happens.
It just happens, you know. So that's learning, you know, learning how to balance your checkbook, learning how to, you know, fend for yourself.
Just make it.
Yeah, just make it. How to get home? Okay, don't have any money. How I'm gonna do it? Yeah, you know. Well, I'm gonna have to save a little bit here and say. So I think that those are learning experiences that everyone ought to have, and I think there's a tremendous amount of what I call to my players. I say, good, clean American fun. You know, that had nothing to do with drugs. Yeah. You know, and that has nothing to do with being disrespectful to women. That has to do with having fun with girls and experiencing all that dating girls and all that, experiencing all that stuff that comes along with it, but in a very respectful, fun way, growing and meeting people and having building that's what I was about to say, having an opportunity to grow friendships and learn. Yeah. You know, and just this general learning. I think college gives everybody.
What is your definition of success?
I think success is when you can look back and say, I did everything that I could to the best of my ability with all the materials that I had. And success, just like I talked about, success is not having a lot of money. That's a part of it to some people. But and it's not, you know, it's not popularity or fame. It's just about, this is what I had, this is what I accomplished, and was it the best that I could?
So, what do you think it takes to achieve success?
You know, I success is it's like that thing that sometimes people think only these people can achieve it. You know what I mean? But man, success, the path, the road to success is built on hard work, in my opinion. And you know, you gotta first be determined to work hard. Whatever it is, like I said earlier, it's whatever I accomplished. This is all I had, and I did the best I could to achieve it. You know, and well, that hard work is intertwined in there. You gotta have some good luck, and you know, you gotta be blessed. There gotta be some blessings. You gotta have some people behind you, pushing you. You know, but I think that when it comes to goal setting, when it comes to things that I want to achieve, and me accomplishing those things, it's about hard work. It's about setting goals. You know, it's about setting measurable, achievable, small goals. The thing I say to our players is I say, hey man, if we want to have sustained success, then what we got to do is we got to make small, smart choices. So what I mean is, today you got to decide that you're going to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go do this, right? That's a small choice, because you don't have to. You get up at 7, right? Yeah. But that choice,
somebody's outworking you.
Somebody's outworking you. But that small choice is a decision that you got to make. So you got to decide. Number one, small, smart choices. Number two, you got to do it consistently. The small, smart choice that you made on Monday, you got to make the same type choice on Tuesday. You can't be in the club all night on Thursday and thinking you're gonna jump up on Friday and do the right thing. So you got to make small, smart choices. You got to be consistent, and you got to do it over time. You got to do it the best that you can. You gotta be committed to giving your all. And in my opinion, those things equal everlasting, sustained success, not just fly by night.
It's not a fluke.
Yeah, not
Like
just boom,
it's a
or it
purpose.
happened one time.
Yeah, it's a
No, when you say you're gonna lose weight, well, if you're gonna lose weight, you're gonna have to do some working out. You're gonna have to do some eating right. You're gonna have to do those things on Monday, on Tuesday. It's a big party on Wednesday. Can't commit to that. No. Wednesday, there's gonna have to be some sacrifices, because you making those small, smart choices, being consistent with it, being committed to giving everything you got to accomplish what's gonna happen down the road. I think that when you do those things, you really establish patterns. You know what I mean? You establish habits,
routines. Yeah.
and over the time, when you can do that, I believe you achieve success that we're talking about.
Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to interview with the Success Chronicles. Just like you were saying, when you do those things to give, I think this is going to be very inspiring, motivating to others. I can just say, it's been a pleasure for me. So appreciate what you do. Keep pushing.
For sure.
And thank you guys for watching this episode of the Success Chronicles. We'll see you next time.
Thanks a lot.
God bless.